Commence primary ignition.
Hello and welcome to the Nationals X-Wing miniature games here at Tabletop Kingdom. We're doing the semi-finals right now between Jelte and Frans.
Yeah.
My name is Olivier and with me is Joeri to comment on this match.
Yeah, I'm still here, and we just saw Frans defeat Eric B quite handily, and Jelte, to get to the semis, actually defeated Eric V. So it's actually a battle of the people who defeated an Eric.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're here at the setup.
Empire versus Eric. Okay. So Jelte is flying a interesting list, in my opinion. 3 Y-wing, 4 Y-wings, all syndicate tags, with the twin laser turret, which is, mind you, the most chosen upgrade in this tournament. I think, in my recollection, there were 22 twin laser turret upgrades. And all 4 have the unhinged astromag, which, is, if I recall correctly, makes your all your turns green. Is that correct?
Yeah. Unhinged makes all your turns green. All your free maneuvers green, actually.
Yeah, that's it. All the 3 maneuvers are green.
Green.
Okay, yeah.
I find it interesting that Jelte actually put all his ships in the middle.
Okay.
Although the asteroids are placed in such a way that there is a big lump of space in the middle. Frans has answered that basically by saying, "Sure, I'll send 2 ships straight across from you. I'll have 3 others of the obsidians a bit slanted, and Sunter is off to the side, and Sunter will just dash in at some point, and it's up to Frans to choose when to dash in, and it's up to Jelte to basically counter that if he can."
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I think the big issue would be is that the Y-wing, even with the unhinged astromag, is a lumbersome aircraft. It flies like a brick, as we say. And Sunterfell will be in a movability advantage. I think so, and even the Obsidians have a better movement dial than an Y-wing has. But I'm really interested in what's going on.
Well, do realize though that Sunterfell has his auto thrusters, but the twin laser turret is a turret, so he doesn't need to have an angle on the ties to pick them off one at a time.
True.
He is moving inside now. That might be a bit quickly.
Do you think he's going for the Suntir directly? Is that his approach?
Well,
I can't guess if he's already in range or not. But
the point is, if he does it like this, he can make sure that auto thrusters aren't as big as an issue. If he has just a clear shot on Suntir, even if his auto thrusters won't work.
Nope. Unless it's on range 3.
Unless it's on range 3, of course.
Yeah.
But the ties don't mind. He doesn't mind his ties that much, because if he shoots at them, he gets a shot for free.
Yeah, true.
He gets 2 shots on them, and if he hits them, he gets 2 hits guaranteed.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the new twin laser turret is actually one of the better turrets, especially against Suntirfell, because you want to do the 1 damage. You want to do the 1 damage to get off the stealth device, and then afterwards he only has another 2 hull points. And because he shoots twice, the twin laser turret shoots twice, you have the first shot to get off the tokens and stuff like that, and then try to do the damage. Also, are the twin laser turrets really work really well against TIE fighters, I think. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see how Frans is coping with the new powerful upgrade of the twin laser turret.
Yeah, and also if Jelte has the shot on Suntir, he has 8 shots on him.
Yeah,
8 shots with 4 ships.
yeah.
That's quite reasonable.
That's 8 shots times 2, right?
No, he has 8 shots. Like 4 shots and 2 times
Of
for
course.
each
Yeah.
turret.
Yeah.
So he can quite steadily do like
Whittle it
4
down,
or 3 or 4 damage each turn on each ships he shoots at. And Suntir having his auto thrusters and his stealth device and his evade token and his focus, it might mitigate a few of that damage. But this is actually a pretty rough matchup for Suntir Fel.
Yeah, because the auto thruster has help against the twin laser turrets, but it doesn't cure it. So yeah, this is gonna be a tough game for Sunterfell. Although flying 4 Y-wings is also pretty tough. You have a total of 33 hit points, but you still have to focus fire for the most threats, and that's a difficult difficult game to play, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, you have to get in range 1 actually. Get in the donut because the twin laser turret doesn't work on range 1.
Exactly.
It's the first turret made by FFG that doesn't work on range 1. It only works on range 2 and 3, which does make it quite powerful. Usually, when you were playing against the turret upgrades, it would always be one or 2, and shooting from range 3 with a turret weapon changes the whole dynamics of the game.
Exactly.
And well, you can see that Frans is already focusing fire on his number 1.
Yeah, he's focusing on the first Syndicate Fog. He shot all his TIE fighters by now, and that made it on a total of 2 hull points left.
And he still has shots.
Sorry, he still has
He still has shots. So if Frans can actually get through this round, having already
killed 1 Syndicate is a big win.
Yeah.
Especially because he basically took out 25. Oh, there
And
it
he
is.
got it.
And he did get it. Wow, that's 25% of his whole fleet just killed without doing anything. The Syndicate Tug has a pilot skill of 2, so it will be dead last to play. Again, just like last games with the pirates on the Z95s, having the pilot skill 3 is a really great advantage over having the pilot skill 2. Most of the times the pilot skill 3 won't make any changes. For example, bro lists or other lists that use only 2 or 3 ships. But now in these examples, you have such an advantage of using the pilot skill 3 over pilot skill 2.
Yeah. And also, if you would play like the academies on pilot skill 1, how would you upgrade them? I think you would get like 5 points of upgrades extra. What would you use that
exactly.
for?
Yeah, that's true. But still, it's 5 points that you can put extra in Sunterfell, or even take out an upgrade anywhere else and put another ship in there. But yeah, you're right. Well, you can get an advantage of having priority, but now you with pilot skill 3, it's just a really big advantage, as you already see, because 1 Syndicate Fog down, which won't be back in this game, so 25 points spent on doing nothing.
Yeah. What does happen if you do change it to academies? You could change one of them because you have 5 points extra. You could change one to a Howl Runner.
Yeah, and wow, that's worth something.
That's actually worth a reroll. I think Frans made the decision that he called the fact that having pilot skill 3 over pilot skill 1 is actually worth so much here that's worth it. Yeah. Also, nowadays, Howl Runner, how good she was back in the day, it does it does put a target on her.
Yeah, and she's got focused down really quickly.
Yeah.
So we're here in turn 2 now. the Syndicate Tugs did no damage whatsoever
Frans
last round.
evaded everything.
Evaded everything. He positioned well, so all ships were on range 3 or out of line of sight. Oh, that's not possible with a twin laser turret, but yeah, it's still on range 3. It's really difficult for the Y-wings now to get proper shots, because on the long range they do have their advantage. Although they can focus fire on Sunterfell probably this turn.
Yeah, but if Sunter just makes a 2 straight, he loses his stress, and well, they can't use the laser turrets. They can only use a range 1 shot. Okay, given it's a range 1 primary weapon, so they get 3 dice. But they can only shoot once, so there's a possibility that Sunter gets it, but there's also quite the possibility that Sunter just says, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." We'll just have to see what Frans thought up this turn. I'm already seeing Frans going in blocking mode and
Yeah,
just,
well, that's what the TIE fighters do best, right?
yeah, it is.
Be a mere nuisance in a way.
Yeah, but if you really want them to block, you want them to fly first, and then the pilot skill 1 would have mattered.
Yeah.
And now, 2 games in a row, they haven't. He only flies first against 4+, and well, he doesn't have any 4+s here. And last game, he only had his IG with a 4+.
Yeah.
So he's just moving in, and well,
There's a lot of bumping, but it's too bad you don't have the focus. But it's better to get in the right position, get in range 1 of those Y-wings, which, as you said earlier, don't get try to not get the in range of the twin laser turrets.
yeah, it changes dynamics so much if you are in range 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Or in range 1 or range 2, because let's face it, correctly, if 2 or 3 thugs shoot at 1 obsidian squad, usually they would be.
They should go down.
Yeah. What did Frans do? He did a 2 turn.
Yep.
This is
Maybe he's baiting him into the minefield. I don't know. Into the asteroid field. I don't know. I have no idea what he's thinking of. Yeah. I'm not an experienced Sunterfell player, so.
Well, from what I'm seeing, he actually didn't have lots of options. If he knew he was putting there, you can actually see how much he knows his list, because an inexperienced player might have put his TIE fighters where his are, but he still would have done the 2 straight and bumped into his whole list, and then for sure he would have lost his Sunterfell.
So
Now,
the first Obsidian pilot is firing in range 1, no focus, unfortunately, but still doing 1 damage. And another damage on the second, on number 4 Syndicate Tugs.
let's see what happens.
Number 3 in range 1. So that's number
4.
4. So a crit and a hit. Alright.
So his turns now become red, which
So
is actually
Ironic.
relevant for the unhinged astromech, because the turn 3 is red by itself, but the rules stipulate that a worse effect negates a positive effect.
Okay.
So his turns will be red. Even if the astromech would make them green, they still are red.
So the crit always has the last word, huh? Yeah.
The negative effect always has the last word. Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, so they Obsidian Squad fired, and while smoke went away, only the Syndicate is left with 2 hull points, but still alive, so that's good. Now he's firing back at Sunterfell.
Yeah, let's see what the twin laser turret
Wow.
does. Wow, 3 hits.
There you go, 3 hits. That's 1 damage.
Yeah,
And that's pretty painful because that does make you lose the outer thrusters. Sorry, the stealth device. Yeah.
So
Another 3 hits. Is that 3 hits? Yeah, another 3 hits.
yeah,
Which
but he-
are focused
and evaded.
and evaded.
He uses 2 tokens for 1 ship, and even though the twin laser turret only does 1 damage each time it hits, even if you roll crits, it doesn't matter. You
No.
always roll 1.
Yeah,
You can see Sunter got another hit,
Another
so
hit.
he has 1 hit left.
and that's why this laser. The laser turret is so powerful against against TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Advanced TIE fighters. Everything without which rely on agility instead of shields to defend themselves have a bad time against that.
Actually, you can see there's becoming a premium on hull points on just raw
No points.
raw toughness, so hull points and shield, instead of increasing your agility dice, which I'm not sure is the correct way to be going for the game, because you are basically saying, well, a big ship without any evasion is actually worth more than a very small ship which has lots of evasion. And I'm not sure that's the way the game should move.
Well, Sunterfell is still a really viable option against the bigger ships. Now the laser turrets on four twin laser turrets is just something you see more often on Hawks or on Y-wings. That's a strange meta change, but I don't think it's really it doesn't really change the advantage of having a big ship. Also, if you are talking about raw hit points, so shields and hull points, if you take a lot of TIE fighters, you also have a lot of hull points.
Yeah, but you trade them for longevity.
Yeah,
A TIE fighter, if you lose 1 TIE fighter, you lose attack die.
true. Yeah.
If you lose your 12 hit point Transocean slaver, well, you've lost so much. But you do have this. At this point, okay, you do have he has 15 hit points with his ties, but his evasion dice don't do much.
Nope.
He has way more points in 15 hull points than a Transocean slaver has.
Yeah, true. That's true.
And if at the point that evasion dice don't do that much anymore, I'm not sure if that's where you want to go. If you're ignoring basically one of the parts of the game, that one of the core mechanics, rolling evasion dice.
Yeah, it's true. Although you have, of course, the upgrades like outer thrusters and stuff like that. Movability becomes a more important question if that's the fact. So yeah, you have a point, but we'll see how the meta change in the next upcoming month. What do you think of the twin laser turret? Especially flying it 4 times. Is it an effective meta? Of course, it's an effective meta against Suntir. We've just seen that, but is it good enough against the other list like twin bolts, stuff like that?
Well, you can't argue with the fact that Jelte did make semi-finals.
Yeah, true.
And
true.
there was another list that flew 4 twin laser turrets. That was Arnoud. He got beaten, I think, in the quarterfinals by Wieger. They both flew 4 twin laser turrets. Actually, if I recall correctly, Jacob also flew twin laser turrets. So of the 8 lists in the top 8, at least 3 have a lot of twin laser turrets.
Yeah.
And for an upgrade that was released like 2 weeks prior to the tournament, to have already taken over such
That's an,
so much in a meta,
that's impressive. Huh? Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's what they envisioned the twin laser to be. It costs 6, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it's true. It costs 6. It's worth a lot of points. But yeah, you see that it's acting as a real power horse in a list like these, especially with having what's it called? 32 hull points in between 4 twin laser turrets. Yeah. That's pretty interesting. Although the pilot skill is a problem and the Y-wing is still not an agile ship, so.
But imagine this: they're flying against, say, a dash list. So a dash with Outrider title and the heavy laser cannon. They both want to be at range 2 all the time, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because that's also the range of the heavy laser cannon. The twin laser the Y-wings usually get 1 hit each time.
Yeah.
So 2 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits. The heavy laser cannon can get 4, but can also get 2 or something.
Yeah, true.
And that does, and also the heavy laser cannon, as the twin laser cannon, a turret, never gets crits.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, and you can see that. Of course, a Y-wing is fragile, so you can see Jelte losing his second.
Yeah, second syndicate tug is going down to focused fire by the TIE fighters. Yeah, it's still a squishy boat because it only has 1 evasion now.
Yeah. And you can see Frans having, even at range 3, having to use his focus. And now he actually gets away with 1 because he actually rolls 3 evasions, and it's all secondary weapons are good in this setup because at range 3 you don't get the range bonus.
Yeah, you're gonna get the ranged evasion bonus. Yeah,
and you see that he lost Sunter.
There you go. But he is firing 2 turns in a row with everything he's got on Suntir. So basically, you could say Suntir's done a job. He didn't do any damage, or done not as much damage as Suntir could do, but he has taken the Y-wings out of position and forcing him to hunt him down, while the TIE fighters are whittling down on the tugs.
Yeah, but the TIE fighters are full, and well, he lost half his list.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He lost half his list indeed chasing a Suntir.
Yeah.
He got Suntir. Is the price too high?
I don't know. It's 35 points, but it's one of your most important assets in the list Frans is flying. So I think it's a good choice to focus down. Suntir fell. It depends on what that's the fun thing about TIE fighters. It depends on what the TIE fighters are doing right now. They are versatile. They're good enough to beat the challenge, but they also tend to die.
Yeah. Actually, in a matchup like this, I'm not sure if I personally would go for Suntir. The damage output of Suntir may be higher, but I don't have the maneuverability to get away to really get loose from all the ties.
Yeah.
So if I can take a few down with me, I'll take that because effectively I can get at least 1.5 tie down each turn if I play it correctly with my 4. So if I'm lucky, I can maybe get 2. I mean, I have the possibility to do 8 damage with my full list. If I do 6, well, that's 2/3. That's not really outlandish.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, and now it's already he's going on his second Y-wing, the number 2 Y-wing, and
Getting 2 damage already.
yeah,
So another TIE fighter shooting another 2 damage. Well, 1 evasion. So that's no more shields on number 2.
No.
This shot is going to be difficult because he has a total of 3 evasion dice for the asteroid and the range 3.
Yeah. So now we're
only
shooting through the
Sick
asteroid.
1
And,
crit. So yeah, that's dodged.
yep.
We have 2 TIE fighters left to shoot at the number 2. Won't be enough to kill it, providing they only can do 4 damage in total. But you can see that the Y-wings are having a hard time trying to dodge the bullets from the squad.
Yeah, but now his Y-wings get, if they do it correctly, if they're not too unlucky, let me put it that way, the number 2 Obsidian squad is in trouble now because he has basically 4 shots.
Yeah, he's
that he can't use range bonus on.
True.
He doesn't have any more modification. He doesn't have his focus, anything.
Nope.
So he only has
his evasion die.
Yeah.
So, and then he rolls 3 damage. So that's 1 damage on number 3. Sorry, that's number 2.
It's number 2.
And another damage, but evaded. So the second target is opening up on range 2.
We have 30 minutes left in the round. Ooh.
That's always that's something that can happen, but it's evaded.
These are probably a few of the worst rolls you can see. I mean, he had a focus, right?
Yeah.
So
focus and then rolling 3 blanks. That's
5 blanks.
yeah, but it happens. That's the great thing about the laser turrets, though, because you get an extra roll. That's also the bad thing, because if the Obsidian squads can evade them well enough, then yeah, you have a hard time hitting them. Mm-hmm. So what do you think the Y-wings should do now? Should they focus 1 down or split up and each try to get what?
Well, Jelte is splitting them up. I'm not really sure because now he is putting himself up for getting split up.
Yeah.
Instead of he could have just gone to the other end of the table and regroup. Mm-hmm. There is a very good possibility this turn that his number 3 Y-wing will not get a shot, and if that happens, well,
that's
most of his ties will get a shot. So if he gets a shot and hits, if he doesn't get a shot, it's basically a wasted turn, where his TIE fighters will shoot at his already slightly damaged
number 2.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what his reasoning behind this was. I'm sure he had a very good reason to do this, but there is a lot of space in the top.
Yeah.
And he did have both of his ships positioned in a way that he could move there instead of...
Well, the Y-wing is as difficult in turning. They don't have a short turn, so the turns are going to be long. But yeah, you're right.
They are green.
They are green, yeah. So, again, the Obsidians open fire. But the first 2 do not hit their mark. No. 1 damage on number 2.
And nothing.
Not evaded, so that's the first damage this turn. And I think he's done firing all his TIE fighters.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Y-wing is shooting at number 1.
No, number 2 actually.
Number 2?
Yeah, because it already has damage.
It already has damage, of course, and the range bonus doesn't really matter anyways because of being a secondary weapon.
And he evades everything. So
again,
second shot.
2 hits. And 2 evasions. Yeah.
Yeah. Frans, his green dice are going. It has to be said.
Yeah, they're rolling them. He's rolling them.
he had to use his focus there, but
So that's a hit on the obsidian.
yeah. But it could have been so much worse.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting how he has not lost an obsidian yet.
Well, that's my thing with the twin laser turret is really strong, but it still has the downside that if you have evasion dice, you are able to evade them.
True.
And as you see, Frans is doing a good job of not getting, trying to not get pinned down and get whittled by the twin laser turret.
True. And even then, I'm still not really. He is getting out of his number 3 Y-wing. Jelte is getting behind the TIE Swarm, but from the perspective that it is a turret, it's not doing that much difference if it were in front or behind them.
Yeah, true.
The fact that they can't shoot back, that's the only thing.
Yeah. But he had a shot for every turn now, so that's okay.
Yeah, now again, he probably...
The number 2 tug is pretty stuck though now. It won't be able to to get out of that corner without getting a range 1 or 2 for next turn. So 1 hit, 1 evade.
Nothing.
And number 1, 2 hits. Okay, that could be painful. Uses his focus. Yeah.
He doesn't want to take the second hull damage.
Yep. 2 hits using a focus. 1 evade.
Hit
That's
crit
another
actually.
Hit crit. Oh, I missed that. So next turn is to roll an attack dice to see if he gets an additional damage on the.
If he uses a red turn. If he doesn't.
If he uses a red turn. Yeah.
If he doesn't red maneuver.
Yeah. Another hit and crit. No evasion, no focus left. So that's only
a direct
hit. Oh, that's always a thing with the direct hit. If it's your last hull point, that's just sheer firepower is winning it from the twin laser turrets.
And you have 7 of them in the damage deck,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's a big there's a big chance.
There's always a big possibility of drawing it. There's slightly smaller than a 1 in 4 chance.
Yeah, a 1 in 4 is.
It's
it's the third crit this game, so yeah, it should have happened.
Yeah, it can really well mess with everything. I mean, I can remember one game I played against a guy, and I only had my 1 ship left, and he had a full Millennium Falcon, and well, he had 4 hit points left at one point, and I shot, and I 2 crits came through.
Yeah.
And they both were double damage, and he couldn't fire back because he was gone, and that's how...
We always have those horrific stories of the double damage. And it's funny that you might say that, because in the new starter set that recently came out, there's a new card in that actually you take a damage and then you take another crit, which makes it possible for big ships to go down pretty hard.
Yeah, if you roll for a crit, right?
Yeah, you roll for a crit, but if you get the crit and you get, for example, another direct damage or another option to get a crit, it will probably go pretty quick.
Yeah. There's a possibility for 5 damage actually.
Yeah, so from 2016, I think we are playing that damage deck for every official tournament. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting, changing all the damage.
Yeah, they changed the damage deck because Fantasy Flight actually felt that some critical damage cards either had too much impact on the game or no impact at all. Like if you had to discard your secondary weapon, an Obsidian squad pilot, he doesn't
care.
No, not in the slightest. As though a Y-wing
would have been toast.
Yeah, he loses his all of his things to win the game.
Yeah, yeah.
And the same
Makes
thing.
him basically useless. Yeah.
Yeah, so they now changed that. They removed that crit and changed it. I can't really remember with what anymore. But they also removed I think it's stun pilot, that you lose your pilot ability.
Yeah.
They removed that because same thing. Suntir fell. If he loses his pilot ability, I won't say he's useless, but
He will suffer from it.
yeah. And well, the Syndicate Thug, if he loses, he gets that crit. He's
Sure.
like,
No, I'm fine.
yeah. And
And then the Syndicate Tug getting a double damage is more horrific than because of the 5 hull points and only the 3 shields. I say only because a lot of ships don't even have shields. But yes, that's I think Fancy Flight made a good call there by changing the damage deck. So I'm really interested in 2016 what that will be like. At least I'll be flying it. From now on with the new damage deck because I like it a lot better than the old one.
Actually, it's already in effect for Worlds. From
Is
what
it?
I heard.
Is
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay, wow.
it's mandatory. From what I heard, people who go to Worlds,
Yeah.
they will get
The
damage deck,
Ah, cool.
even if they don't have it. Every competitor will get one copy of the new damage deck.
Well, I'm really interested in seeing how that change. Will it affect the meta at any point? Do you think?
No, the big rule changes that came out was the half
ship,
damage.
that will change the meta.
Yeah, that will change how you play your lists. I'm not sure how it will affect meta games, but
Because to get to the point that the half damage is when you have a big ship and it loses more than half its hit points total. So that's total. So that's the hull points and the shields. You get half of the victory points for it when finishing the game.
yeah. Actually, it's half. You don't even have to do more. If
so
you have an IG, which has 8 total hit points, if you just get his shields off, you get half the points. If the game would go to time,
Oh wow! Yeah.
it does change at the end of games how you would treat choices you make. I'm not that sure how much it would affect the game because usually 2 ship builds with large ships don't go to time that often.
True.
They either win or lose. It's rare. From what I've seen, it rarely happens that they go to time and they're like,
Well, it's good for the people that rely on playing on the time game. If they, for example, have one of the big ships and they think, well, I'll just fly away until the zoomer beeps, because I shot 2 TIE fighters and I win a game.
Yeah.
So I think that's another great rule change for upcoming. I think I'm wondering how that affects or how that would affect the worlds in what's it, couple of weeks.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah. It's. I think it starts November 5th. It'll be in Rosewater, Minneapolis.
Cool.
And it's on the. If you want to watch, it's probably on the Wednesday, on the first day. On Wednesday, there's
the national the worlds.
yeah, on Wednesday it's the normal round, and then on Thursday it's the top 16, and we can see the Syndicate Thug getting quite handily dismantled by the Obsidians.
Yeah, the Obsidians are lost one of their numbers, but they're slowly hunting the last Syndicate Tug down.
And that probably and another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust, but still 3 to go. It's 9 hull points versus 9 hit points versus 3 hit points. And the Syndicate Tug is not in a great place right now because the TIE fighters have a perfect chance to come in range 1. And knowing Frans' skill, as I said, will probably be in range 1.
And he is.
And he is, yeah.
That is.
So that probably will be the last turn. Although 3 hit points is still it's
You
still
never know. You never know. He can with his 1 evasion dice. It can happen. It can happen. But
Yep,
it's
we've all had that game that the last ship just won't want to die.
yeah.
So what do you think went wrong for Jelte this game?
I think actually we saw him not rolling a lot of hits on his twin laser turrets.
True.
Even he didn't even roll a lot of focus hits. So
No.
he rolled a lot of blanks, and well, you can't modify blanks.
Oh, true.
And-
But that's the thing with the Y-wing and the twin laser turret. You can't modify anything.
Well, you can take a target lock,
You can take a target lock. Okay. Yeah.
and it's over.
It's over. That's it.
But in I'm not sure if the decision to go for Suntir and blindly going after Suntir was the correct one instead of just, okay, Suntir, you're leaving, fine.
We'll kill the TIE fighters.
We'll
first.
go for the TIE fighters and just do our thing instead of just going after Suntir. I cannot understand it.
Because you just really want to kill the annoying guy.
You want to get rid of his linchpin. But at the same time, you shouldn't give it that much respect. You should respect it, but you should not fear it to a point that you are leaving yourself open for the rest of his list. It's not like he's like those Obsidian squads do nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what you saw. The two or three times the whole syndicate fog list was in range of all the Obsidian squads, even in pilot skill, of even in range 1, and that's just horrible. Well, Frans played another great game in my opinion. Jelte was a really good, tough opponent. Jelte made it to the semifinals, so that's pretty good. Top 4 Netherlands, so you're one of the 4 best players in Netherlands. So that's also a really good result. I'm really wondering what Frans will do next.
Yeah, in the finals, and he will play, from what I've heard, against Jens.
Jens.
The two of them are really close friends, so we might see a good match. And
We'll probably see a good match.
I mean, they both are obviously great players and great community figures.
Yeah.
Well respected, well liked, and just good, solid players.
I'm really interested to see next.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you all for being here.
And we'll see you again.